Well, as we've been reporting on Daybreak, Jeopardy host Alex Trebek announced he has stage 4 pancreatic cancer. He shared his diagnosis yesterday in a video shared on the social media for Jeopardy, and Trebek says he plans to keep working as the game show's host as he battles this disease. This morning, we have local perspective on what that fight entails and the general risk of this kind of cancer. IU Health oncologist Dr. Bert O'Neill is with me. Thank you so much for coming in and spending your time.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Well, high-profile people facing personal challenges like this can open up really important conversations. What were your first thoughts when you heard Mr. Trebek's announcement?
Well, I think my first thought was horror because, I've watched Jeopardy since I was a kid, as I think many of us have. And my second thought was, how brave he was to come out the way he did and announce his diagnosis, in a video with his typical good sense of humor.
Yeah, he certainly did, saying, you know what, I'm under contract for the next 3 years to host. And you do feel you have personal connections with people who you've known for so long on TV and otherwise. I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, in your field, that pancreatic cancer is one of those when people hear it, they might not know that much about it, but they know that it's an incredibly difficult one to beat. It almost sounds like a death sentence.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a disease that has earned its bad reputation. Even with earlier stage pancreatic cancer, the chance of being cured is not that good. In fact, it's not that common a cancer overall. It's only the 10th or 11th most common diagnosis of cancer, but it jumps up to 4th for number of deaths per year. So and that's just reflective of the difficulty actually curing the disease.
Why is it particularly difficult? Is it difficult because of symptoms don't show until late, or it's actually hard to treat itself?
Unfortunately, everything. It throws up a roadblock at all points. It's not easy to screen for. Even if you did screen, it's relatively fast growing, so it could come up in between screening periods, even if there was a screening test. It spreads early. It doesn't cause a lot of symptoms early. So, all in all, the majority of patients we see with this diagnosis have advanced disease.
What can we be doing to help in this? Because I know there are local events that raise money for research, and you say that is really crucial.
Absolutely. This is a disease where I think everyone diagnosed, if possible, should be on some kind of clinical trial. We need better understanding of the biology. We need better understanding of how to screen and catch it early. We need better treatments. So all the way across the spectrum, we need help with this disease, and that help's going to come from money for research.
Where is the hope here? Are there success stories? What can we rely on to feel optimistic about Mr. Trebek's chances or otherwise?
I think there has been some progress in the last few years, especially in terms of people living longer with this diagnosis. For Mr. Trebek's case, with presumably metastatic or stage 4 disease, it's very difficult to think in terms of cure as a possibility, but with newer therapies, we are seeing people live several years sometimes, so I hope he can keep his promise to keep his 3-year contract with us. And I'm certain Mr. Trebek will have access to clinical trials in the LA area.
Dr. Bert O'Neill, again from IU Health, thank you again for coming in and spending time and providing this really important insight.
Thank you very much.